In the previous video, we already built a strong foundation about force and its importance. Now, assuming that base is clear, we move to a very important chapter topic, types of forces. This topic is extremely important, not only for understanding physics, but also for exams. In physics, forces are classified based on how they act between objects. On this basis, all forces are divided into two main categories: one, contact forces; two, non-contact forces. This classification is very logical. The question we ask is simple: do the objects need to touch each other or not? Part 1. Contact forces. What are contact forces? As the name suggests, contact forces act only when two objects are in physical contact. If there is no touching, these forces cannot act. So remember this line carefully: contact forces require physical contact between objects. Now let us study different types of contact forces, one by one. Muscular force. The first and most common contact force is muscular force. Muscular force is the force applied by the muscles of humans or animals. Whenever you lift an object, push something, pull something, hold something, your muscles are involved. Now notice something important here. Muscular force always requires contact. You cannot push an object without touching it. Also remember, muscular force can be a push or a pull, but muscular force has a limitation. It depends on the strength of muscles. That is why machines are used when muscular force is not enough. Frictional force. Now we come to one of the most important forces in physics: frictional force. Friction is a contact force that acts between two surfaces in contact. The most important property of friction is friction always opposes motion. This means if an object is moving forward, friction acts backward. If an object tries to move, friction tries to stop it. Let me explain this slowly. When two surfaces touch each other, they are not perfectly smooth. There are tiny irregularities that lock into each other, and this produces friction. Friction is both useful, harmful. Useful because we can walk without slipping. Vehicles can stop using brakes. We can write on paper. Harmful because it causes wear and tear. It reduces efficiency. It produces unwanted heat. Normal force. Now let us understand a force that students often confuse: normal force. When an object rests on a surface, the surface pushes the object upward. This upward push is called normal force. Normal force always acts perpendicular to the surface. It is not equal to weight in all cases, but in simple situations, it balances the weight. Without normal force, solid surfaces could not support objects. Drag force. Another important contact force is air resistance, also called drag force. When an object moves through air, air opposes its motion. Air resistance depends on speed, shape, surface area. That is why parachutes are wide. Racing cars are streamlined. Cyclists bend forward. Air resistance is a contact force because air particles collide with the moving object. So far in this video, we have studied only one major category of forces, that is contact forces. We discussed them slowly and clearly with examples you see in daily life. Let me remind you what we covered: muscular force, frictional force, normal force, air resistance. All these forces have one thing in common. They act only when objects are in physical contact. If there is no touching, these forces simply cannot act. When you push a heavy box, and it does not move, which contact forces are acting on the box? Why is friction necessary for walking, but harmful for machines? A book is resting on a table. Which contact force prevents the book from falling through the table? Why does a feather fall slower than a stone in air, even though gravity acts on both? Can friction ever help motion? If yes, give one example. If you can answer these questions confidently, your contact force concepts are clear. In this video, we discussed only contact forces. But physics does not stop here. In the next video, we will study a very interesting category, non-contact forces. Forces that act without touching at all. We will discuss gravitational force, magnetic force, electrostatic force,